Hello everybody, today we're going to solve a quadratic equation. We have 2x squared plus 4x plus 5 equal to 0. So let's go ahead and try to solve this quadratic equation by factoring. We have 2x squared. That means you can only have a 2x here and x here. There is no other option. Now the product of two numbers that we have here must be 5, positive 5. The only possible way you can have a 5 is when you multiply 1 times 5. So let's go ahead and try to put a 1 here and a 5 here. Remember, the product is positive, the middle term is positive, so these must be plus. The way you check the middle term is if you multiply the innermost. So 1 times x gives me 1x or x. 2x times 5 gives me 10x. And if you add them up, I should get 11x. 10x plus x is 11x. I don't have an 11x, so this is not the correct factoring. Now let's go ahead and try to factor it in another way now. Instead of 5 here, we put a 5 here. So 5 here and 1 here. Again, you have plus and plus. 5 times x, that gives me 5x. 2x times 1 gives me 2x. When you add them up, you should get 7x, and I do not have 7x. So this is not the correct factoring. So there's no way I can get a 5 other than 1 times 5. The order here matters because I have 2 in here. And there's no way I can get to x squared other than 2x here and x here. So this quadratic equation, you cannot solve it by factoring. So what are we going to be doing? You can solve it by two different ways, by completing the square or using the quadratic formula. So let's go ahead and use the quadratic formula. If we use the quadratic formula, what are you going to need? Now, if you recall, the quadratic formula is x equal negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So you have what? You have 2x squared plus 4x plus 5 equal to 0. That means a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 2. B is the coefficient of x, which is 4. And c is a constant. So let's go ahead and plug in the values in the equation and find the solutions. We have negative b, that's negative 4, plus or minus square root of b squared is 4 squared, minus 4 times a is 2 times c, which is 5, and over 2 times a. 2 times a is 2. And that will give us negative 4 plus or minus square root 4 squared is 16 minus 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And now I found out 2 times 2 here, 4. Now I find out why we cannot factor. If you notice here, the radicand is negative. What does that mean, the radicand is negative? Well, let's go ahead and write down what we have here. Negative 4 plus or minus square root of 16 minus 40 is negative 24 over 4. So you're taking the square root of a negative number. The solution is a complex solutions. That's why we were not able to solve by factoring. Now we're gonna, if you recall, square root of I is negative 1, right? So you're gonna have to square root of I, and negative 1 is I. So I need to rewrite this. So I have negative 4 plus or minus, this is the same as negative 1 times square root of 24 over 4. And that would give me negative 4 plus or minus square root of negative 1 is I, square root of 24. Let's go ahead and rewrite 24. We want to rewrite it as 4 times 6. Why? Because the 4 comes out. The 4 comes out as 2, right? So then that would give us what? We have negative 4 plus or minus, the 4 comes out as 2. 2 times I, square root of 6. 6 does not come out over 4. Okay, now you can factor the 2 out. Why do we need to do that? Because if you notice, you have 2 and 4 and 4. The 2 is going to simplify. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and try to simplify it. We factor the 2 out. We get this becomes negative 2, and the 2 we factored, we'll be left with plus or minus I square root of 6 over 4. This divided by 2 is 1, this divided by 2 is 2. So what are the solutions? Negative 2 plus or minus I square root of 6 over 2. So there are two solutions, negative 2 plus I square root of 6 over 2 and negative 2 minus I square root of 6 over 2. These are your two solutions. You can leave the answer like this if you like, or you can rewrite them as negative 2 plus I square root of 6 and x is negative 2 minus I square root of 6. So either one is correct. So these are the solution for our equation. I hope you find this video helpful. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.